everyone, and welcome back to Learning to Be Prepared. I'm pretty excited to do this video with you today because I wanted to share an idea that a coworker and I had about using the Falconer-27 by Vanquest in a different fashion than what most people might think to use it. Now, in order to do this, I want to first show you the Vanquest Javelin sling pack. That is this bag right here. And because this is a single strap bag, it was designed so that when you are carrying it, you can swing it around in front of you, unzip it while it's still on you, and be able to get in and out of the bag and get your stuff out. So in other words, when you would sling the bag around in front of you like this, you would be able to just reach down, unzip it, and pull out whatever you need in, kind of like it is from the side. And that's done by the setup that they have on the inside with these orange dividers and the different types of hook and loop that's on both sides of the bag in here. Now, there are times where I have enjoyed carrying this type of setup, but there were also times where, and I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. There were other times where I wanted to use a backpack with a more normal opening, like a clamshell. And that's where the Falconer-27 is going to come in today. I had changed over to this bag after carrying the Trident 20 and the Javelin for different amounts of time because they're both side entry bags. Now you can access them from the top, but they're generally set up as that side entry that I showed you a moment ago. Now with the Falconer-27, it's set up to be a clamshell where you have one on the bottom like this, and then you have another clamshell, and let me probably disconnect these compression straps. You have another clamshell opening here, and then in the very back pocket, the third one back here, you also open that, and you can reach down to the top and pull out your organizers like this, or you can also open it all the way up like a clamshell and get all of your stuff in and out of the bag, just like a normal clamshell backpack. Now, with one of the jobs that I have, I keep my EDC bag in my seat next to me a lot. And sometimes, as much as I like the clamshell opening, I realize just how valuable a side opening bag was. So let me take these items out of this real quick. And I'm going to zip it back up. So the clamshell opening, if this is sitting in the seat upright, it can fall forward a little bit, and when you go to open it up driving, you can really most easily access what's in the top of the bag without having to fully open it. But one of the things that I liked about the Javelin and the Trident is I realized that when you're keeping this in a car seat, how valuable it is to keep your EDC bag to where you can access a lot of different items without having to dig through every item to get to the bottom of the bag. So what I want to show you today is how to turn your Falconer-27 into a side opening setup, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to the back of the backpack. And this is just a little Grimlock. It's kind of like a carabiner, and it has a little opening in the back to where you can slide a 1-inch piece of nylon webbing. So when you open it up by this button right here, you can see this little slot right there, and it has a little entry point right there. And basically what it is, you slide any 1-inch webbing like this right inside of that. So This is actually just part of the weight bearing setup on the back of the Falconer-27. I'm going to take this Grimlock, slide it through the back right there, and I'm going to slide that piece of webbing right in that opening. Sometimes it takes me just a moment to do that. Okay. Just work this last little corner of it in there, and there it is. And so to remember, you just push the side button and it releases the top. Okay? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move both of these pull tabs on the back of the pocket, and I'm going to take one of them and run it through that Grimlock. Just like that. And that's going to lock into place, and that's going to get this one pull tab of the back pocket. It's going to keep it in place all the time, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we'll turn the bag sideways, and I'm going to unzip this. And you can see now how we're starting to get this side opening thing going. Inside of this backpack, you have hook and loop all across the back, and you also have hook and loop on the bottom of the pack right through here. So I'm going to go back to this Javelin, and I'm just going to open it back up, and I'm going to remove the organizers that I had in here. And that leaves me with the organizers on the inside on that hook and loop. There's 3 of them in there. One's a little bit lower down there. So I'm just going to unhook those. So now I have 3 of these orange organizers. And remember what we just looked at, you have the hook and loop on both sides. So I'm just going to take these organizers, and excuse me a moment, I'm going to stand up to do this a little bit. I'm just going to take, there's Velcro on both sides, and I'm just going to take that and I'm going to put all 3 of these organizers inside here. Now I'm just kind of doing this quickly so that we can get an idea and show you. You can set the orange organizers up in a variety of distances apart from each other. Okay, so essentially this is what you're going to end up with now, is you're going to have 3 dividers in here, and you can, as I said a moment ago, you can set these up in a variety of different distances apart from each other. I'm just putting these in here blindly, so to speak, right now to show you how this setup's going to be. Next, I'm going to put my organizers that I have in my EDC bag set up back in here. And then I have a few more that you can't see that I've already taken out. I'm just going to put those back here. Okay, so this is what the inside is going to look like now. So now when this is in my car, I keep that strap closed. And that's what it's going to look like, as far as that's the top of what it's going to look like when it's sitting in the car seat like this. Then next, when I'm in the car, all I have to do is reach over. And right inside here, the first 2 organizers I keep is, one is my medical kit. And it's right at the top of the bag. Very easy to get to. The second one that I like to keep right there in that opening is just my electronics kit. So I can charge my different electronics up while I'm in the car at work. And I can access those very easily. And I keep this compression strap snapped because these are the 2 main pouches I get. However, if I want to reach anything else while I'm in the car, because it's going to be sitting kind of just like this right next to me in the seat, I can always just open that up like that, pull that open, and I have access to all of my gear inside. And if you notice, back here I have some extra Grimlocks and some Molly sticks. And that's because there's some molly strips going all the way across the bag in the back here. And you can actually use those to hang things. So I like to carry extra flashlights. So I can just hang those flashlights right on there just like that. And it also gives me a little bit more organization as well. Now, as you remember, this bag has other pockets still. And for an example, this one on the front, when I open it up like this, I can still get things in and out of it. And this pocket, I can open up and get things in and out of it sideways, just like the back. And likewise, this middle one as well. Now, if you have items in the front or even in this middle pocket and you still want to open this up, you can still open it up like a clamshell and get in and out. You don't have to only use the bag as a side opening bag like that. And I still have items in the front here and everything stays nice and neat. However, there is one advantage to using a Falconer as a side opening bag. And that is because, I'll just show you in this back pocket right here. Once you have organizers in a big pocket like that, those organizers go front to back. And so it makes it a little bit more difficult. You can't really put longer items like a big book in there because those organizers are attached front to back. So there's no room to put something long in there. And that's one of the things with the Trident 20 and the Javelin is the main compartment does have those organizers, and so you don't have a lot of room for longer items unless you use the back of those bags in the hydration pouch. And if you put anything really thick back there, sometimes it affects how you carry the bag. But with the Falconer, it's set up originally designed to have 3 clamshell openings. But this middle one and the front one, they don't have those dividers. So you still have full access. So even though your compartments back here with the organizers and the dividers are set up, this one, I just like to pull one tab up like that. But I still have plenty of room to put longer items in this backpack like that. Or if many of you use one of these legal pads, you can set that in there as well and close it up. So that is how I use my Falconer-27 as a side opening bag. It sits in my seat. Also, because the Falconer is kind of wide, you can shake it and stuff and it doesn't fall over. So when this is in the seat, I don't even have to really tie it down in any way. It usually does not roll, even with my crazy driving habits sometimes. But what you can do is to take the seat belt and run it through the back straps and connect it. And that way if someone reaches through your window, it'll take them a little bit of extra time to undo the seatbelt to get the bag out as well. But I hope you've enjoyed this little trick with the Falconer-27. And if you have any comments or anything, any questions, just let me know. Okay guys, I hope this has been a fun video and gives you a new way to organize everything inside your Falconer, as well as a new way to get in and out of it to perhaps provide more accessibility. Alright guys, take care.